sometime. If we meet again, will it feel like the first night? I think about you sometimes. Would it be the same if we never said goodbye? I think about you.
Hi guys, this is Gamuel Sori, straight from Milan.
I'm Tujamo. We're here in Germany to talk about our song Sometimes. I got a couple of Instagram messages about a remix of Dropped It Low, and that was from Gamuel, and I heard it and I was like, wow, this is really... I get a lot of remixes from my own songs, but when I heard his sound, I was really impressed.
Thanks,
and it was like, sound-wise, it was like clubby, but it has a really good vibe, and that made me curious to work with him.
I'm glad that you like it though.
So once we said we wanted to do something, we were brainstorming like, okay, what's the most interesting way to combine our both sounds? And I always like the fact that you have an urban kind of vocal. I'm always a fan of urban kind of vocals,
Same.
then in a dancey kind of instrument way. And that's what we wanted to do. That was our approach. But funny enough that we started the idea and started with a very slow guitar kind of instrumental.
Like a pop ballad.
Yeah, it was more like a pop song.
Summerish vibe, I would say.
And when that demo was done, we gave it a few plays, but then we totally flipped the whole idea into something.
I'm a big fan of flipping songs even in between the process.
Yeah, you just need, like when you have a demo, you just need to, I don't know, play around with it. Don't go with the first idea.
Never.
And in this case, especially, it made so much sense that we flipped it. It became a super dancey, bigger kind of song with an urban kind of vocal, which is for me the perfect combination. I really love that because it has like a deeper vibe, and I don't know, I like that, to combine those.
It's kind of a, I feel like the urban approach is also more badass, like more powerful, like stronger.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like we ended up speeding the whole thing like 10 BPMs.
Maybe even
faster.
More. Yeah. And I like it because when you hear the breakdown parts, like the break parts, the verses, they really sound like it's just a re-space and a filtered kick, but they sound like it could be whatever. It could be an urban song from 100%. I don't know. Yeah, and I like that. As a producer, and I think you can agree with that, you always wanted to try different kind of things.
100%.
And that's what I love when we started working together, because we were not doing like, okay, we need to do this today. We just made something what felt good in that moment. And I think this is the perfect way. If you are too strict to try something,
just do not have boundaries or
and it's too much pressure at the end. Just do whatever feels good in that moment, and that really felt good in that moment. Especially when we flipped it to that more dancey kind of idea. That was sometimes you just feel it when it's done. Yeah, you just have the right.
It's hard
feeling.
though. I mean, it's still hard to say, okay, the song is done, because you always try to overproduce it to add that little different kick. Maybe.
Somebody from the label has to tell you it's done now. Otherwise, as a producer, you would always go on. But you can still feel like there's a moment when you are happy as a producer.
Yeah.
And that's the moment where you should stop and save it, send it out.
Final.
Final version 15.
The final version that made everybody happy is something that you can hear on the radio, but also you can play that pretty in every venue. But I feel like we were talking also about a festival mix.
I do that a lot with my songs. So sometimes when a song doesn't work on a festival, I make a version for a festival. I mean, we can be as creative as we want. So the urban kind of vocal, what I mean is actually this one. You would never really think that's a dance song. When you hear only the vocal, it feels like it's an urban song. So yeah, the vocal is really urban, and in the break part, we actually only have the re-space, which gives it a really dark vibe. And together with the vocal, it's just a supporting kick, which goes like this. And it's even more urban. I like
it's
that.
like Jersey club
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
vibe.
And then it turns from like being an urban kind of song, it turns
Like a
into
90s
this. Yeah,
piano.
exactly. We have the piano,
Yeah.
and this is like the perfect combination between, it comes from the urban, let's say, kind of breakdown into that super big, piano kind of drop. Pretty simple actually. It's just like an offbeat kind of bass.
I was talking with a friend about the bass lines and stuff, and I came up with this Italian image.
Yeah.
And I said that the offbeat bass is like Nutella. It just fits everything. It just solves any problems.
And
that's
it does.
actually.
It's simple. It works for so
Yeah.
many years. People are doing this in dance music for so many years.
So true.
It's just simple, and that's actually all you need. You have like a super simple kick drum, a bass, a supportive bass. Couple of other cool things in the breakdown, which you're not gonna hear, but it's there anyways. It's just like a few pads.
Yeah, some soft chords.
Yeah,
To set the
supportive
vibe.
stuff for the vibe.
Yeah, together with the Reese bass as well, it's
Yeah,
blending very, very good.
Yeah. I like that it's a bit deeper, and you can really relate to it. Should we try how we started?
Yeah.
The version, how it first sounded.
Yeah.
Because it's really different.
So, what we have here is the first approach for sometimes, and it was definitely something different.
Totally
It was
different.
slower. It was 128 BPMs. It's a pretty sad, emotional guitar. Together with some perks, it was pretty minimal. Like, so laid back, really chill. Like,
But that's the magic of a songwriting session, actually, because this is exactly how you catch the vibe. Because you also need to get the singer into the right vibe. And we just thought, hey, let's start with a more sad guitar kind of thing, because we both know we can flip it anyways. So we just wanted to catch the singer as well.
yeah, and sometimes it's always super effective to even just as a check. But if you have to write a song, a lot of songwriters also are easier to come up. It's easier for them to come up with melodies, with simple stuff like simple chords, just to as a starting point. So you're always in time to add stuff step by step, piece by piece, and together with the vocal also you can get already the vibe of the song.
You know I think about you sometimes. If we meet again, will it feel like the first night?
And I remember we also, when we flipped it to the dance, which is now the original version, we also arranged it differently. This was more like a pop arrangement, like it was a little intro, then we went straight into the verses, but now we went straight into the hook, which is also a more dancey kind of vibe. So I'm really glad. This was great to start with, but I'm really glad that we flipped it.
Yeah.
And this is actually, it happened, let's say a week after the session. We just had a longer call and we were like, hey, maybe this is cool, but maybe it can be better.
Yeah, because it was good, of course. I mean, we were happy with it, but it was lacking some energy.
Yeah.
Because in the production, I'm saying, because the vocal is so powerful on this song, but I also want to dance and like push the sadness away for the drop.
But that's the most fun part for me, having the opportunity to have the perfect vocal already, and then just go until you have the perfect instrumental for it. Because the instrumental is easy to change. For me, this is the perfect example of the beauty of a collaboration with another producer or another artist, because you can throw ideas back and forth. Because when you do a song alone, it's just you in front of the computer, not knowing where should I go. But if you do like a collaboration, you're sitting in front of your computer, or you have two computers, you have two projects, and maybe one of the guys comes up, or one of us comes up with a better idea. And what I really like about working with you was that there's like no ego.
Yeah.
Same for me, no ego. If you have the better idea, we go with your idea.
Absolutely.
If I have the better idea, we go with my idea. And we were both always like, hey, I like this, I like that, let's combine it.
Yeah.
And that was like the perfect example of a cool collaboration with another producer or another artist.
Like taking,
it's the result.
Yeah, everybody has to be happy with the final result.
And 1, 2, 3.
Oh, perfect with the outro.